Yes. So hello one and all. It's me Mukund Sriram, Assistant Professor MIIM. So today we'll be discussing the problem which I gave you homework yesterday. Okay. And many of you has asked me because there are some unfamiliar transactions to you. So I'll be clearing all the doubts. Okay. So we'll see. Okay. Yes. So on the left side you can see. One second. Yes. On the left side, you can see the question and right side, the actual journal. Okay. So you know the format of journal, right? Date, particulars, ledger folio, debit and credit. And for easy understanding, I have also added the types of account involved. Okay. Whether it is personal, real or nominal. So that based on the golden rules, you will be able to find out which account will be debited and which account can be credited. Fine. So starting off with the transactions on December 1, Ajit started business with cash rupees 40,000. So first of all, you should identify which are the two accounts involved there. First one is cash and second one is capital. Okay. And you know the journal entry cash account debtor to capital because cash account is a real account and you see the rule of real account debit what comes in. Here cash comes in. So cash is being debited and capital is a personal account and we are crediting capital account. On December 3rd, he paid to bank rupees 2000. So bank account debtor to cash is the journal entry. Bank is a personal account and we are debiting the receiver and crediting the cash because cash as a real account, it has been decreased from our business. So credit what goes out. That's why cash is credited. Bank account debtor to cash. Purchased goods for cash rupees 15,000. So the journal entry will be purchase account debtor to cash. Purchase is a real account. Debit what comes in. If we purchase, stock comes in. That's why we are debiting purchase. We do not debit stock. Okay, because we have two separate accounts, purchase and sales. So stock nowhere comes into the picture. Purchase account debtor to cash. Again, why cash is credited? See the golden rule of real account. Credit what goes out because if we are purchasing for cash, cash will go out, right? That's why cash is credited. Coming to December 8th, sold goods for cash rupees 6,000. So what comes in, what goes out? Cash comes in, right? 6,000 rupees cash comes in and 6,000 rupee worth stock will go out of the business. So cash account debtor to sales. Again, December 10th, purchased furniture and paid by check rupees 5,000. So you see the transaction. We are not paying the furniture money on cash. We are paying by check. That means the amount is debited through our bank, right? So the journal entry will be furniture account debtor to bank because furniture as a real account, apply the golden rule, debit what comes in, that is furniture comes in, and bank means it is personal account. We are crediting the giver, okay, because the bank is paying. And when it comes to December 12th, sold goods to Arvind rupees 4,000. See, if you see a transaction of purchase or sales having the name of a person, that transaction will always be credit transaction, right? Here, what is that? Sold goods to Arvind rupees 4,000. It means it is credit sales. So Arvind account debtor to sales. Arvind is a personal account and we are debiting the receiver who receives the goods, as well as Arvind can be considered as our debtor, okay, and we are crediting the sales because the stock has decreased. And coming to December 14th, purchase goods from Amrit rupees 10,000. We are purchasing goods on credit. So what is the transaction? Purchase account debtor to Amrit. Purchase is a real account. And why we are debiting purchase? Because what comes in? Because stock comes in. And we are crediting Amrit because he is our creditor, right? Now coming to December 15th, he returned goods to Amrit rupees 5,000. So that is purchase returns. Okay. If you see a purchase returns, the journal entry will be like Amrit account debtor to purchase return. Okay. Because Amrit is a personal account and we are, what we are doing? We are giving back our purchases and Amrit has been debited and purchase returns is real account. and purchase return means our what we have purchased, we are returning that. So golden rule, what goes out, that's why we are crediting purchase returns. Okay, now come to December 16th. He received from Aravind rupees 3,960 in full settlement. Okay. So please rewind the transaction on December 12th. Sold goods to Aravind rupees 4,000. You see, right? So he is our debtor and he has paid only 3,960 to us. And what is the balance 40 rupees where it went? Because we have allowed discount, right? That is why it has been shown as 3,960. So when it comes to that transaction, it comes like this: cash account debtor, discount allowed account debtor to Aravind, because cash is a real account, cash has been increased 3,960, so debited. Discount allowed is an expense and it is a nominal account, again debited to Aravind. Okay, it is a personal account. And coming to December 18th, he withdrew goods for personal use rupees 1,000. So in this transaction, the journal entry will come like drawings account debtor to purchase, because drawings is a personal account and we are debiting the receiver and crediting purchases. Why we are crediting purchases? That is my question. Why we are crediting purchases? Because he withdrew goods. Okay, drawings can be of two types. He can withdraw cash or he can withdraw goods. If he withdraw goods, the stock decreases. That's why purchase is credited, right? Now coming to December 20, again it is drawings, but he withdrew cash, right? So the transaction is nothing but drawings account debtor to cash, because cash has been decreased from our business. So we are debiting that, crediting that, fine. Now come to December 24. Paid telephone charge rupees 1,000. So nothing, don't worry. Telephone charges account debtor to cash. Why telephone charge is debited? Because it is a nominal account. It is an expense. So we are debiting telephone charges. And what is going out from our business? Cash, right? Simple transaction. If any expense transaction comes like this, you have to debit the expense and credit cash. Now coming to December 26th, cash paid to Amrit in full settlement of 4,900. Rewind the transaction to December 14. See, purchased goods from Amrit, rupees 10,000, right? So we are, and we have returned the goods 5,000 also. After that, what is remaining? Our business is liable to pay Mr. Amrit rupees 5,000. So that 5,000 we are settling at rupees 4,900. That means they have allowed us a discount of rupees 100, right? See the journal entry. Amrit account debtor to discount received to cash. Okay. Since Amrit, why did we debit Amrit? It is a personal account and we are debiting the receiver because he is receiving money from us, right? And why we are crediting discount received as well as cash? Discount received is an income. So when it comes to the golden rule of nominal account, you see, we are crediting all incomes and gains. That's why we are crediting discount received. And why we are crediting cash? Because cash is flowing out from our business. We are paying 4,900. Okay, so amount comes like 4,900, 100 and 5,000. We are closing that account. Okay, coming to December 31st, paid for stationery 200, rent 500 and salaries 2,000. Don't worry, all these three things are nominal account. They are expenses of for our business. So the transaction or journal will be like this: stationery account debtor, rent account debtor, salary account debtor to cash. And you should write all these three amounts over here and total it and put 2,700. Why we are debiting, why we are crediting cash? Because it is a real account, and if we pay all these expense, cash balance comes down. So we are crediting cash. And last one, this one also many one raised doubts. Goods distributed by way of free samples rupees 1,000. Okay, so what is this? You should consider this transaction as advertisement expenses. Why a company distributes free samples? Because it is a kind of marketing activity, right? So that can be treated as advertisement expenses. So what is advertisement expense? It is a nominal account, it is an expense, so it is debited. Okay. And what we are crediting? Purchases, because the goods or stock which we have kept to sell has been taken, right? 1000 rupee worth rupees goods has been taken, and it is a real account. So apply credit what goes out under real account. So advertisement expense, it is a nominal expense, we are crediting that, I mean we are debiting that, and we are purchasing, the purchases has been credited. Okay. Advertisement account, advertisement expense letter to purchases, fine. And these are the journal entries, and we have discussed the basics. And you can do one more problem, and if you have any doubt, please let me know. We'll also be discussing that in the next video. So if you have any queries, please let me know. So we are winding up the session. Thank you very much. Mugun Sriram, yeah, signing off. Thank you.